Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another video. The kids and I are going to be going to day 4 of the Emirati Women's Day event. The event that they were volunteering at the other day when I took a recording in the mall. So I'll probably make another video there as well. But I just saw a clip on TikTok, and there was a businessman. I think he was a lawyer. I want to say a businessman, actually. That's probably why he said what he said. So this lawyer, he was a local, but that has nothing to do with the affair of what I'm about to say. But just for context, he was a local, and he gives legal advice on TikTok. You know, has a lot of followers, lots of likes and things like that. And he made a random TikTok saying, that he's sorry to say this, but investing in real estate is a waste of money. It doesn't make any sense. The developers, they make they pay a small amount to build their properties, and then, they're charging you a lot of money in order to invest and blah, blah, blah. But that's the business. And I don't know about a small amount. I guess for rich people, 15 million, that's a small amount. 15, 20 million, that's a small amount. I guess. Whatever. Because they have to buy the land, which is not cheap. And they also have to pay for the building. So I don't know what he's talking about as relates to they pay a small amount. It's so cheap to buy the property and all of this stuff. Like I said, for rich people, maybe 40, 50, 60 million is not a lot of money, So anyways, my point is he started to say that for the amount they want me to invest in a property, and it's going to take me, let's see, for example, I buy a unit for $2 million, and I make back, it's going to take me how many years to make my money back, 10 years or whatever. He said I can, and with 10 people, I can make 10 clients, I can make 10 million. So, what is 100,000? Or what is 200,000 a year or whatever? What is that? That's nothing, right? When actually, that's what investments are all about. But just because someone has a career that pays them well doesn't mean that they know business. And he also mentioned that, your risk is maktub, is already written, which didn't make sense in what he was trying to say, because he entered himself and his salary, or how much money he makes, into the equation, which has nothing to do with the subject. Okay, yes, everyone's risk is maktub, is written. So that means a person can try any field that they want to, even if they're selling socks, peanuts, candy. If you're supposed to be rich, you're going to be rich. As we see, we have companies, candy companies, that are very wealthy. They started out small, and they, became pioneers in their particular field. So you don't know what's written for you. You hope, and you seek Allah's risk. But to compare your own salary and put down another person's efforts in a field that they want to enter into, because it's peanuts compared to what you can make, and then use your risk as being maktub as a proof, it's insane. And it shows that the person doesn't understand risk. He doesn't understand, going out there and trying and just, putting your trust in Allah and things like that. And you in contentment. You're content with whatever you get. And there's plenty of people in real estate who are millionaires. those people who start out and they make money right away. Others, they take longer because that's what Allah wrote for them. No one has control over when and how his provisions are going to come. So you shouldn't discourage a person because, you know, you think it's foolish because your pockets are laced. They're lined very well. They're padded very well. So you put another person down or tell them they shouldn't do something because that's peanuts for you. Certain people shouldn't give advice. Certain people shouldn't give advice. And those people are rich individuals who are wealthy and from their particular field, right? And they haven't done business in other fields. They haven't tried everything and seen failures. Those are people who should not give advice, and you should not take advice from them. Don't go around asking random wealthy people how they got rich because they don't know. They literally don't know. 3-0 special. They don't know how they got wealthy. They know that they took a means and that the wealth came. And they are fooled to believe that the field itself or the entity itself gave them the wealth. But that's not the case. Allah sent it. And if that person was supposed to be rich, even if they were selling socks, they were going to be rich. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what country you went to or you were supposed to be rich, you were going to be rich, regardless of where you were. Even if the money came to you in a strange way and it wasn't through the means that you took. If you're supposed to be rich, it's going to come to you regardless. Just like the Salaf used to make poetry about if the risk for someone was in a rock, a huge rock in the bottom of the ocean, and what was written for him was supposed to come to him, that rock would crack open and the risk would come to the individual through the ocean, or the person will go to it. So you're going to have your risk regardless. So I don't recommend listening to business people or people who are only experts in one particular field. Yeah, I don't recommend you listening to people who are experts in one particular field, and that's how Allah provided for them, because anything else that they don't see a point of doing anything else. For what? I have money already. So why am I going to do this or why am I going to do that? They are not qualified to speak in that area. Just because you have money doesn't mean you're qualified to speak or give anyone advice on how to gain money. You can give them directions on how to do a particular, perform a particular skill in a particular field. But as it relates to the money, no one has a right to speak on that, because you don't know what someone's risk is. And the person who was to ask, you shouldn't ask. You should know what not to ask people. And some of the things that you shouldn't ask a person is about how much money you can get. Those are matters of the unseen. You don't know. Potential. This is what this person made. This is what this person made. So potentially. But you can't say, oh yes, you will make. No, that's from the ghaib. You don't know. We hope, inshallah khair, and that's it. And you content with the qadr. And you shouldn't do things just for money. You should do something that you actually have interest in, so that when the money is not coming as fast as you think it should, then you will stick with it. You'll stick with it. You'll keep going. You'll tighten up. You'll get better, because sometimes Allah withholds the rizq, or He doesn't give it to you as quickly, because you're supposed to sharpen your skills. You're supposed to get better. You know, Allah has prescribed proficiency in everything. Muhammad ﷺ said, Inna Allah katab al-ihsan ala kulli shay'in. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has written proficiency in everything. Okay, so if you kill, then you kill well. If you sharpen your sword, then you sharpen it well. Now, if you slaughter, yeah, if you kill, then you kill well, and if you slaughter, then you slaughter well. Mixing up the hadith, astaghfirullah. But yeah, you shouldn't take advice from people who are well off and have been given their money, or they did one thing, one particular field, and they were given their risk through it. They're not qualified. They're not qualified to give you encouragement. You shouldn't listen to them, and you should assess the person before you start to give advice. The person who you should get advice from is the individual who tried different things, or he was delayed in his success in his particular field and he kept going. That individual is going to encourage you. They're going to give you advice on, how to keep going, how to stay motivated, how to get better, to be consistent. You're going to get encouragement from that individual. So I would advise you, before you ask anyone for advice as relates to business and money and all of those things, like I said, you shouldn't ask a person about amounts of money, specifically to yourself. How much money can I make? No, that's incorrect. It's like, okay, what's the potential in this particular field? What do people make? Okay, that's a potential for me. But you can't ask someone specifically about how much money you're going to make in the future, because you're only setting yourself up for disappointment. You have time frames in your mind and things like that, which is incorrect. But anyways, yes, assess a person, a wealthy person, a successful person, before you ask them questions. Ask them, how long have you been in the business? What were some of your challenges? If they say, oh, I didn't have any challenges, it was easy, stay away from that person. Do not ask them anything. If everything was easy and they say, oh, just do this, leave them alone. It's easy. It's not that hard. Blah, blah, blah. Don't ask them anything further. You want the person who has some difficulty. They tried multiple things that didn't work, and then they finally, found something that works for them. No, I don't want to say works for them, but they found something that they were good at, and then Allah provided for them. They're going to be more optimistic. They're going to be more optimistic, and they're going to tell you, try different things, or keep going in your field. Just keep getting better and better. Don't worry about the money. Just keep working. Those are the kind of people that you want to talk to. Not the easy, not the one who didn't struggle, not the one that everything was given to him, not the one who had a head start, not the one who, everything just came easy to him. That's not the person you want to talk to. They are usually pompous, arrogant, deluded, privileged, entitled, negative, discouraging, and then at the end of all of that, they don't even give you a solution. They discourage you and then don't give you a solution. So that's my advice. Been doing business for over 20 years. Yeah, leave those individuals alone. All right, so that's what I have to say. I just need to get that off my chest. And real estate is an excellent business to get into. You sell anything you want to do, just do it. Doesn't matter. All right, and don't forget the Hijrah mandate sacrifice. I will see you all in the next video. Inshallah. Ma'asalama.